I met Roger. Now, because Roger had been abused,
Now,
he saw
Roger was
my second husband, right? So I was then dating him, and he became extremely suspicious about Jeff's behavior.
He could sniff him out.
He could sniff it because he'd been abused. And he said to me, you see it like Rudolph's nose.
You do.
And he started saying to me, because he lived in Canary Wharf, and he would ring me at night and say, I'm telling you now, it's not you he's interested in. I mean, don't you start that. Don't you start that, or that's the end of us. He is my best friend. He's saved me from this, that, and the other. And he's helping me with the kids. Oh, yeah, he's helping you with the kids. I said, I don't like it. We're not talking about this. We are not talking about this. Anyway, one night before we moved away, one of the boys was on the phone to Jeff Carney. He used to, you know, because I moved into a smaller house, and the downstairs dining room was actually my bedroom. And Roger had walked in from work, and he heard one of the boys going, oh, and I love you too. And in a really dreamy voice. And Roger said to me, who's he on the phone to? He's on the phone to Jeff. Get in the car. Get in the car. I need a word with you. So got in the car, and he asked my best friend to come as well. We sat in the pub, and he said, Eileen, tell her, she was one of the twins' godparents, is it normal for what is then an 11-year-old boy to go, oh, and I love you too, in that dreamy, horrible way? Is that normal?
It was head teacher.
Yes, exactly. And he said, it's just sickening. And she, will you tell her, because we're about to move off to Sussex, that he must not see these boys, all three of them, when we move away. And I said, I just don't like this at all. And she said to me, Maz, you really do need to listen. What if he's right? And he said, it's not if. He said, I am right. So anyway, then were I was invited to tea to Jeff and Brian's house and Queenie before we moved to Sussex, right? And Roger says to me, I'm coming too. I said, well, you haven't been invited. He said, I don't care. I'm coming as well. So we sat there, and he saw in front of him, and I remember I was sort of sitting there like making polite conversation, and the mic was age 11 across Jeff's lap, with Jeff tickling his back and going down the top of his shorts. And Jeff was staring right at Roger, and Roger was staring back. At a moment when Roger turned to talk to the friend Brian, where the other twin brother was, right? Jeff and Mike had disappeared. And Roger says, we'd only been in the house 15 minutes. Roger says, where's Jeff? And my other son, Pete, said, oh, I think he's upstairs. Roger's up the stairs, two at a time. Get out of that room now. Get out of the room. And the door was locked. So we heard him unlock the door, and he comes out with a £10 note. And he says, what's that for? What's that for? And he said, oh, that's pocket money for the boys' holiday. We don't need that. Threw it on the floor. Out in the car, boys, and you're never coming back. So we got in the car, we drove home, and he said, I'm telling you, I'm right. You are not seeing that man again, and neither must the kids.